that cone head shirt. Well, I'm sitting here at my tiki bar, but I ain't seen the sun all day. There's a storm out there, but I don't care. Yeah, I've got Mike's weather page. Here we go now. Okay. Mike's weather page. You know he'll be tracking every move it makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Is it just me or is there spinach over here? There's spaghetti models and empty rum bottles, and sometimes Louis says hi. Hey, Louis. But you don't get no hurries and don't have no worries, cause we're drunk donkey nationwide. Everybody now. Mike's weather page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Did I ever tell you the story of the drunk donkey? Once upon a time, there was this weather woman. You can come as a pilot, you stay kind of quiet, but you know you love watching Mike's page. Yes, what do you do? Put your cone head shirt on, watch it live on your phone, and drink drunk donkey beer all day. Here we go now. Mike's weather page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Is that Blobby Bobby? I think that's Juicy Jerry. Yeah, Mike, throw a party, man.
All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Little change in my streaming program this morning. I went to turn, if anybody uses Restream, it was a brand new interface. About 3 minutes before, I'm like, ah! And you can't teach old dogs new tricks because we're old. So anyway, we got it working. November 1st. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Hope everybody had a great Halloween. Now my heart rate's up a little bit. I'll slow down with Louie. But hey, guess whose birthday it is today? I just found out. Not mine, not Louie's, but Miss Sheila's. I used to call Shelly Sheila. So happy birthday, Shelly. Now I know why you didn't want to work today. It was a good song this morning. Gloria Mar Wilson. Yes, it was. What's up, Doreen? I just bought my tickets for Speed Weeks. Thanks to my buddy Ryan. We get a nice spot. You can't buy tickets over there. You got to go through somebody that has one. So we'll be heading over to Speed Weeks. Hopefully we have our race car again. But we're going to talk weather. This is the Daily Brew. And this is Louie, brought to you by our great friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Had a lot of shenanigans last night at our house here with all kinds of different ABC products. I was happy to see a bunch of adults came by with their kids, and we had some fun. So I hope you had a great Halloween. We sure did. We made it through another one. Started cleaning up already the day after. It's never fun. At all. But we're going to talk weather here in a second. I just want to say hi. It's a cute dog, Deb. Yep, you're new to the page. This is our buddy Louie. He loves the limelight, that's for sure. Lori Rye, what's up over there on MWP Chat World? How's Bermuda? What's Halloween like in Bermuda, Lori? Eric on the cruise, man. Is the cruise ship decorated in Halloween, Eric? Oh, no candy for me, Deb. No, 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 no. What's up there, Lance? Doreen? Good morning, Camille. Is that how you pronounce it? Good morning, Mr. Mark Spencer over there. Mary from Tallahassee. Christy from South Carolina. Anybody new to the chat? Morning from Spain. Oh my God, Sam. You guys, oh my Lord. The videos. Oh God. Spain, that flash flood, man. I've never seen nothing like it. I hate to see that. Good morning there, Dave. Kathy from Brevard. Valdosta, Georgia. Valdosta had 100-mile-an-hour winds from Helene. Oh, I'm not taking the 12-foot skeleton down today. I gotta do things in stages. It takes me all month to put it up, and I gotta pace myself. But yeah, red spot, Ian. Yes, we got a red spot. We're gonna be going into that. Hey, BK from Mexico, welcome. We talk weather. Need rain, Tiffany, in the Panhandle. Well, there's a good chance this front line's coming down next week. Maybe pulling up some tropical juice. Maybe. What's up, Miss Cindy, Ricky, Zach? Everybody doing good? Oh, man. Vero Beach, Michelle, good morning. Man, no sugar for me, Harold. Just drinking a little coffee. I'm my second cup today. What are you looking at? All right, let's talk about a few things. Got some fun stuff today coming up. I shared this yesterday. That's my best buddy, Phil. He helps behind the scenes. We've been friends since the kids were 6. His daughter played softball with my daughter, and they started at 6 years old. And they played together all the way to 18, so we've been friends for 12 years now. And Dummy showed up dressed up like Dennis Phillips, and he put rule number 8, don't listen to Mike. Oh, that was hilarious. Anyway. Oh, thank you, Susan, for supporting. Appreciate that. But, yeah, it was a funny thing. I just, I dressed up like a redneck NASCAR driver, I guess. I didn't know. I put my Furman shirt on. But it was hilarious. The other one that really surprised me was that one. So Emily was so excited. She's like, Dad, you got to film this. You got to film this. So I had no idea what she was doing. So, can't say it. Facebook doesn't like the word DD, but that was Beer and Emily with her friends. So they dressed up like their dad, and there's the boys. So that was fun. Emily was so proud. I was so proud of Emily. She usually doesn't get into stuff like that, so that was pretty cool. So today, real quick, we'll be hanging out. I might bring Louie with us. So I'm going to be there with Drew and John on the bone. I'm going to be on air for a little bit. Mike Allstott's going to be there, so I read that. But it's a huge food drive here in Palm Harbor. Palm Harbor, that's about a half mile from my mom and dad's house where I grew up. They still live there, so I'm really glad that they asked me to be a part of it. So if you're in the area, come on by there. It's noon to 6. They do this 16 years in a row. Fran Hosh Law Group. They're big friends of our family now, and they like Sarah more than me. But anyway, I'll be there donating in behalf of Mike's Weather Page and doing some stuff. So that's today. Let's talk about weather. Louie needs a lot of coffee, Tyler. Yeah, hey, I love the new folks. Yeah, Louie has been with us. So Louie is 6 years old. And I had a coffee cup made 6 years ago. You can get it. Help support MWP. But look at that. That was 6 years ago with Louie. And we made a coffee cup. And I still got the hat. Which hat was that? Was that the straw hat? This is how good Louie is. Louie should have been a model. We're trying to get Louie a modeling job. He's still got about 6 more years left. All right, so this is, you be good now. You show everybody how good you are. Now you leave this on your head. There, now look at the camera. There, stay right there. Stay. 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 Well, it's a little crooked. Stay. Look at that. All right, there you go, buddy. There's Louie. Just like the coffee cup. So we did that 6 years ago. He's been on our page now for 6 years. You got a lot of fans, buddy. Anyway. Oh, that's my boy. I love him. All right. So we're the unofficial weather guy here. Not a meteorologist. We got a lot of new fans, and I can read it in the comments. Welcome. I love it. We have a lot of supporters been with us a lot of years. And, you know, I feel the anxiety talking about the tropics, but that's what I do, and I get it. You know, if I was more than just, I'm not just a Tampa weather guy. I'm a tropics weather guy. So tropics continue, and I know a lot of local Mets are toning things down because people don't want to talk tropics, but we have people that watch us from all over the world, you know, and you can't just turn away from tropics. I mean, you know, every year since we've been doing this, I've been live since 2016. We've had bad hurricanes every year, but we don't stop talking about the tropics. We've had Harvey, and, you know, that was one of the first, you know, and but we keep talking tropics. So, you know, it's not disrespect, but I did call dude out today. He's like, why is every one of your posts like you're cheering for these things? I'm like, okay, well, explain to me how. That's all I want. Anyway, so welcome to the page. We're going to talk tropics. It's what I love to do. I don't love the storms and what they do, but I do like tracking the weather, and that's what, you know, my passion. So anyway, this is weather before the tropics. Rule number 8. Yeah, David, that was nuts, right? Iowa. I've been to Iowa one time. David, we can order the dog. Nothing said Iowa more than Busch Light on tap with a corn stalk handle. I was up there for my OSR convention. Did a good job somehow. Had my damn eye allergy the next morning. Poor Tammy. The first time I met Tammy, my eye was redder than red. And I get these eye allergies sometimes. But anyway, all right, so this is big. This is non-tropical talk is this right here. This is the big weather story coming up this next week. This is a lot of rain, unfortunately, through parts of Oklahoma and surrounding states. So going to be some serious flooding, unfortunately, unfolding. Flooding seems like it's the new thing. I don't know, man. I don't remember these floods being such a big deal in the news, but we've had these flash flooding incidents for the last couple of years, more and more, it seems like. But there you go, man. Big rains. The flood map here shows it. This is starting today. We go to day 2. Look, we got a heavy yellow area, Oklahoma City smack dab in the middle. And then we go to day 3, we got red, and that's even more flooding chances. But the thing is this is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Slow-moving frontal line system here. So that's the big story, is flooding Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even into Monday. And even some into Tuesday. So very slow-moving line, okay? And it's all because there's a high pressure here. And that's driving whatever we got coming down here that direction. So there you go. That's the big story of the week. Big rains. Storm-wise, severe storms today. Tomorrow, Saturday, severe storms. We get a big area on Sunday. Slow-moving system. And then we got day 4 risks on Monday. So there you go. 4 days of big storms. Feels like it's spring and fall. Crazy, right? La Nina, yeah. So neutral La Nina, Mary. Definitely, there's a lot of chat that since we're kind of in a La Nina pattern, could bring some more storm chances. So Susan, do I talk climate change? That's not my expertise. I have no clue. I talk 30-year anomaly averages, but not really into that. It's not my wheelhouse, if that's a real word or not. But I entertain the post. I just don't engage in the post. Same with chemtrails. I don't know anything about them. They're up there. Not, but I don't, I do see waters are warmer than normal, and we could be in a 30, 20, 40 year AMI cycle, they call it. Might be cool again in a few years. I think it's AMI in the climate. It's Atlantic AMI. I'll make sure it's the right cycle. I don't know if it's AMI. It might be more coffee. What the hell is it? I can't remember. It's not AMI. AMI cycle, yeah. The AMO. I got 2 out of 3. Didn't sound right. It's AMO. Atlantic multi-decadal oscillation. So Atlantic multi-decade oscillation. Cool and warm water phases that last for 20 to 40 years at a time. So we're in a warm AMO. Don't know what 40 years from now will be like. I'll be 90. I doubt I'll be around at 90. Maybe I will be. But all right, so we got tropics. This is new. Red. Don't let the red scare you. It's just the chances are increasing, and if you follow the National Hurricane Center, things incrementally go up. They don't knee-jerk reaction things. So modeling still suggests we're going to see something. What's interesting, last week the GFS and others were showing this low coming around that high, and I did a lot of posts about it. It's going to get up wrapped into this thing, kind of absorb and kind of create a larger low pressure area, which could be a good thing as far as keeping the intensity down because it'll be a broader, larger low, but it still needs to be watched. I mean, it's not guaranteeing that this won't be nothing, but it will make a little larger area, but it also bring a lot of moisture down there too. So I know we got a lot of people watching in Puerto Rico and Hispaniola and Jamaica. So there's going to be a lot of moisture regardless in the short term as these two lows get going together. But chances are 70%. The National Hurricane Center says we could see something this weekend. Sunday, Monday maybe. Should be an invest soon. An invest is when we get spaghetti models. So everybody, asking where's the spaghetti models? We don't have any yet. But we have a red X. So because we have a red X, it means there's almost an area that they're considering to be that low pressure. And if it's persistent enough, they'll give this an invest, and then all that data from wherever this point is, right here, will be fed into the computers, and then they start running models. And we get the H-Wharf, which I am so ready to see, because the H-Wharf is a very good model on intensity, and so is the HMON and Haas. So once we get an invest, we'll start getting those. And it could happen today or tomorrow. But anyway, there you go. Ran these this morning. Yeah, Sunday, Monday. Yep, Coral. We could get an invest maybe today or tomorrow. Maybe. Ann Peterson. Good morning. Good morning. Lance, look at that. I'll PayPal it to Shelly. She likes. Julie, what was Shelly's drink on the cruise? Peach sangria. Yeah, so, and did you know the hurricane season lasts till November 30th officially? So, there you go. Mango Tango. Oh my God, wasn't there a Ted Nugent song called that? Or Mango Tango? Mango. Oh, I know there's some dudes out there. What was the Nugent song? Wango Tango. Jason, I knew you'd pop in there right quick. I had that album. Stranglehold was a good one. Long song. I used to make playlists when I drove and made like really long songs. Like Shine On You Crazy Diamond was like 30 minutes long. Freebird, Stranglehold. Next thing you know, it's like I'm an hour into my trip. I'm like, yeah. All right, so here's the ensembles that we ran on Weather Nerds this morning. I always like to see the 00Z models. You might say, "Oh my God, it looks like Louis and Hunter had a crayon party." Well, I was surprised the euro's on the right. Well, left. Well, right, left, left. Well, it says ECENS. That is the euro. It's the left. Pretty high confidence that we're gonna have a tight little cluster, and this goes out to Friday of next week. So basically the next 7 days. So timing. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, Saturday now. But it's showing you a little more west. The euro's been trending a little more west. It's had a west bias all year. I did that with barrel. Not all of them are strong. Some of them are. 986, 990. So if you're wondering what the heck this means is, Saturday is when this is, which is actually Friday PM. Saturday 00Z is Friday PM. But every one of these little L's is where it thinks that it will be then. And you can see that. So that, some are a little slower. But, majority of these are saying next Friday, that's where it could be. And they're, a little more stronger. So every day we do the euro, there's a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more. And that northwest bend is happening. And remember when we first started talking about this, it seems like forever ago. Some of the models had it missing and getting pulled by this cold front that's coming. The strong cold front that's creating these storms is slowing down. It's not going to move far enough east to pull this up. So that high pressure that's keeping those storms in the middle part of the U.S. for the next several days, here you can see it on the Windy app. That high pressure is very strong and dominating. That's one of Reed's words. But it's keeping these storms here, and it's keeping our system not able to go that direction. Now, modeling last week had this front line going more deep and pulling maybe this out, but that ain't happening. So we know that northwest turn is very, very 100% going to happen. It's just, you notice the euro is not showing what the GFS is. The GFS here is showing that yellow low merging. The euro is only not showing anything like that. So, but definitely it's very important to watch. I mean, we got folks cruising down there, definitely paying close attention. Wednesday and Thursday in the Yucatan area. Notice that the GFS, starting to show some already turning. So this means, we could see impacts, if that does have any Gulf impacts, could start before next Friday. So it's just too soon to know yet. Historically, you say these all go north and turn northeast. I mean, that's just history. And we have front lines, we have weaknesses. Very rare do these things bend back down and go to Mexico. But things always happen that aren't supposed to happen. That's why we have 1 in 1,000 year floods happening every day now. That was a 1 in 1 million year flood. So, no idea where it's going. A lot of questions, but this is the method to my madness is determining systems to watch way in advance, which we have, of an eventual track, which we have. Strength comes next, and then final track after that. So I do believe, we could have some sneaky. That's why these H-Wharf models, when they run, are going to be very interesting to me, because I think we're going to see this thing have a chance to, be a little stronger because of the water and some other things I'm going to show you. But anyway, we're going to look at these in the longer run to see where it takes it after 7 days. Now, individual runs I ran on Tropical Tidbits this morning. Did this laying in bed. 5:45 a.m. This is the timing for next Wednesday. So we have the GFS top left, euro. We got the Canadian middle left. We got the euro. What did I forget? Why do I have 6? Well, I have 2 euros. There should be one more model. GFS Euro AI, Canadian, and Icon. Oh, well, maybe I don't know. I gave, the Euro got BOGO. But the Euro AI on the bottom right, starting to show our system. It took a long time to come into play. The Euro AI was not 100% spot on. If this develops, the Euro AI gets a big X. It didn't do very well this time. The Canadian so far has been an amazing model for sniffing things out early. Anyway, so all of them are showing the same general idea, low pressure. Notice none of them are showing strong, maybe hurricane on the Canadian. So good news there, right? We get a combining low pressure system. There could be some wind shear and stuff, but you know, as we've learned in the past, intensity is never very well predicted on models. But the main thing that we're seeing is high confidence that low pressure is going to be somewhere here on Wednesday next week. So looking at it now, I was a little surprised. My friend Bobby, are you watching, Bobby? Hurricane Harbor? You better be watching. Yo, hell, what's up, buddy? You're going on a cruise, man. You are like so lucky, man. And the next name, Hillary, would be Patty. Peppermint Patty. By the way, I saw a Peppermint Patty wrapper on her somewhere. I should have kept the dang thing. Oh, Red Tide, Marianne. Yeah, it's happening south of Tampa Bay. Christina had a great Halloween. Thank you. Hope you had a good Halloween too. We sure did. We had a few friends come over. Yeah, Michael Sumner. Euro's terrible this year. Korean is not worth. I'll show you the Korean McShadow. So it is, Lance. Let me tell you, the Euro AI, it seems like it's good. Is the steering patterns, which is showing that northeast turn. So, but anyway, my friend Bobby on X this morning posted this, and I felt silly because I didn't look there yet. And that's what the beauty of social is. We all learn from each other, right? We all learn. That's what teaching is. And then we all decide how we want to take that and use it. And, you know, but there we go. We got spinach. So we might have an invest soon. Invest, like I said, is when we start getting spaghetti models. So we do have some sort of a low pressure. This is 850 millibar, 1,000 millibar showing surface lows too. And we even have a little 700 spin. So yeah, it's there. We do have some wind shear, but it's in the early stages, you know. So anyway, I was surprised to see that. What it looks like on satellite, we really don't have any juice yet down that way. So that's one positive. There's nothing really happening, but that's the area we're watching. It's going to be feeding off of the Pacific, and this is that other area right here that's going to be combining. High pressure going to pull these winds in as it spins that direction. So big messy setup, but that's where we're going to be watching. Now, a couple things I want to show why it could happen in a minute. Temperatures. So Spectrum News, Bay News 9, Mike Clay and crew. There's your water temps. Everybody always asks about the water temps. All right, so the water temps are oh, my mom can't find Emily. It was a sad night last night. My mom wasn't here. It was sad last year. Julie's mom wasn't here. And then last night, my mom wasn't here. She's home, but it just wasn't the same. It was kind of sad, actually. But water temps. Everybody's asked about water temps. So the waters are still warm. You know, technically they say 80 is what tropical systems need. I've seen them as low as 78, 79. Florence was an example. So bottom line, the water temps are still warm. You know, anybody using that as a talking point, you know, again, I don't downplay systems. You know, I hate saying it's only going to be this or only going to be that. I hate that. I try not to downplay, and I think that's what some people get mad at me about. Is that they want me to say it's not going to be anything to worry about, but that's not me. And you know, I do worry about flooding rains. I worry about a tropical storm Ada that passed by Pinellas and flooded 500 homes. You know, there's always impacts with every storm, and you know, I don't do that. So if you want nice, comfy words and make me, you know, then that's not me, because I'm going to show all scenarios. And until there's no scenario showing anything, I'm not going to make it up. I don't make it up, but I share models and thoughts and stuff. So the water temps are still warm. So yeah, something can happen. 85 degrees, and 80s, in the Gulf still. I know it's cold along the coastal waters, but we get a fast moving system anywhere. It's not gonna care. It's not gonna downgrade. Now it'll maintain itself, maybe lose some punch, but water temps are not an issue, is what I'm saying for November. Now here's your water anomaly map on Tropical Tidbits. Just kind of showing you a lot of this leftover blue is good news, right? I mean, so the post this morning about it'll maintain itself. We shouldn't see a system get stronger in the Gulf. Shouldn't, but it could keep it in check, meaning it could maintain it. It could. It's not going to make it just go away. We have little hot water pockets here and there. We got some cold water from Milton and Helene in the north. But then we don't hear, if it chooses to go north, which their model's showing upper Gulf, it might miss and this is hotter than normal. So that's not a talking point I'm going to use yet. Now, we use Brian McNulty's site here a lot. This is the ocean heat content map. This is what is the amount of water that's warm below the surface. And it's still, cooler, not where it was. It was way up there, but still above the 10-year norm. So the water temp below the surface is warm. The place that it's very warm is the boxed in area in the Caribbean, where our system's initially going to be for the next 4 days. And it's way above normal. This blue line is the 2013 to 23 average as far as the mean line on how hot the water is below the surface. The ocean heat content is measured in all kinds of scientific stuff that I didn't go to school for, so I just like to look at the models and show you that. But the heat below the surface is fuel, and it's above normal. So anyway, water shouldn't be a problem for anything to try to get going. We're in this MJO phase. A lot of folks always ask me, what does that mean? It's a fascinating phenomenon that circles the globe. And when we have a sinking air pattern, it helps keep thunderstorms from forming. We saw that with Elsa. We had a sinking air MJO phase during Elsa, and it just went poof. Other systems that have a rising air pattern, the green, it helps thunderstorms rise, and it will be there until the middle part of November. So unfortunately, this will help something try to get going. So there is going to be wind shear, yes. This is not an August worst case scenario September storm, but so I had a little time to look at this thing. This is your NOAA history map, and just kind of showing you some recent storms that formed in November. So Nicole formed November 6th and was a hurricane that came across just 2 years ago, November 6th to November 11th. Okay, that was pretty recent. We had Zeta. I put the Zeta on here because it was more of a late October one, but it just kind of shows you that same path, possibly, the idea. We had Ida in 2009. Ida was a November 4th through November 11th storm, and it weakened. So the point of showing you stuff like this is, it could strengthen in the Yucatan Gap, and we could see it weaken out approach. And if it slows down on approach, there's a good chance of a weakening rather than a fast approach, because it would run out of fuel. So, we could definitely see something try to get going here, but the likelihood of it strengthening here is slim. Slower mover system, it would more than likely weaken because of the cooler water and shear to the north. Now, we had this system called Kate in 1985. It formed in November 15th, and not sure when it made landfall. We can do a point here. It made landfall 11/21 as an H2. So it strengthened, and then it weakened, but an H2. And then Ada a couple years ago. Here's the one that I always refer to because I was storm chasing back then. And it was a tropical storm that passed Pinellas County, but we still had hundreds of homes flooded. Now, a lot of that was due to a high moon, but still, we had surge. And, a tropical storm still was impactful. But anyway, just a little map showing you some other storms, so I had another one up here. Paloma in 08 weakened. Here's a good one. Hopefully, it could be what we can see, right? Strengthened to a Category 3 3 down by the Caymans, went to a 4, but then it weakened considerably as it went north. So that'll be a tricky situation here because, we got favorable conditions down here, but not so much up here. So that's why you just can't turn your back on it. That's for sure. I think I have them all up there. Anyway, let's look at some models. That's what we like to do. We'll look at all the latest. Current situation. Does that mean you're tired of my rambling? Yep, Shelly's big birthday today. I can't believe it. Shelly started helping us out in 16. All right, so here's your, then we'll look at some ensembles here in a second. But here's your latest GFS. These are on tropical tidbits, so these are low pressure. We like to look at them. What's the latest GFS? I tell you, one map that's really interesting to look at is the vorticity map. So this is something that the models have been showing for over a week now. It's just fascinating. But we get this high pressure little piece breaking off here that's going to actually combine with this, and we get this overall pattern here. But this is kind of what it looks like. The two get together and pulls the GFS a little north. So, I know we got a lot of folks in Jamaica watching, but it could be a hurricane. This is Monday, 989. I mean, that's realistic. Could be. This is Jamaica. This is Hispaniola. Then it, hits Cuba and weakens over land, which is, bad for Cuba, good for future track, right? 1,000 millibar on Wednesday here. That's close enough to the Keys that they would be feeling it on Wednesday. Here's that other little system that everybody's asking about. It keeps popping in the picture. That's why we have this model here, which is right and wrong. If you remember, again, I got yelled at for questioning it, but now, this is 20%. If we have a system, then it's wrong. Can't have an opinion anymore, I guess, or a thought. But this is the next area, the 13th through the 19th. So that's kind of what's showing up here. Maybe as something down the road. I don't know. That's not even the 13th. But here's 1,000 millibar. It re-strengthens it to a 998. This is Thursday. And then it kind of does a weird thing. But here comes that front. 985 hurricane. This is Friday. And then it pulls it to the north and then picks it up in that front. Now notice the pressures are dropping or raising. Strength is reducing, and that's cooler water and wind shear, and that would be a good thing, right? But it still could possibly be something to watch. I mean, luckily a lot of time up here in the Gulf means it's going to have more time to weaken, and it would be a sheared system too with this front coming into play. This is over the weekend, but again, it could be, every storm has its own impacts. That was the latest GFS. Now let's look at the overnight GFS. We're not even going to look at this thing. I'm not even going that far yet. All right. Okay, so the overnight 00Z. Let's see what it does. There's our system, 998. It's sloppy, this run. It goes a little more to Hispaniola. Brings it around through the Keys, 995. That's, hey, man. We know South Florida can't take much rain right now. So that, again, impacts would be different than a serious storm. But this would be 995. Looks sloppy as far as structure goes. Sits out here in the Gulf. Obviously would weaken out there. And it doesn't do anything. And here's our little system. So there's that one. And let's go to the 18Z last night. Same setup, sloppy, big rains into Florida, doesn't do anything. There's that secondary system. So, I mean, good trends as far as, nothing strong. Rain. All right, let's look at the latest. So, Euro AI is caught up to everybody else. So, Euro AI is basically showing the same pattern here. Something more cutting the gap, 1,004. They'd be developing by then. Could be named here 1,002, 1,001. A little bit of weakening, then a turn up. Now that just seems like the most realistic setup. The turn northeast with an approaching frontal line midweek. That just seems the logical path And then there's another little system coming out of nowhere. I don't know what's going on there, but with that MJO phase, I'm telling you, you'll see it. You see it now. There's a lot of convection out there. I mean, these MJO phases just allows a lot of juice to start popping out of nowhere. So there's that. That's a very, it's a weak system. But again, we got to get the hurricane models in because they're a lot better with predicting intensity. Latest Canadian showing 997 on Tuesday. 996 pressure, maybe hurricane, maybe not. That would be Wednesday, 994. It pulls it up. It keeps it big. 995. I mean, that's, not maybe strong cat or tropical storm, maybe a cat 1. But look at the moisture. I assume is going to be pretty large. See it? That's a big lot of moisture affecting mainly the east side. It likely will be a sheared system as it moves up. But that makes a lot of sense, that setup right there. Timing would be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, with bands reaching the peninsula, and then all that rain unfortunately going up to the east coast, eastern seaboard, areas that were hit with Helene. That's the latest Canadian. The latest Icon showing 1,005 by Jamaica on Monday. Slow development, and could be named by then. Tight little low pressure area, and it stops there. Track of the Icon's never very good anymore, but that's that. And then the main Euro showing Jamaica on Monday, and then we got the front coming down. The Euro keeps it weak and slow, misses that front, and just has it go off west. That's the west bias of the Euro, so the outlier for now. But hey, I like to show them all. All right, let's look at the other ones that we always show. Then we'll look at ensembles. Then I'm going to drink some coffee. Maybe take a clown down. One clown at a time. I only put 2 clowns up this year. In fact, I'm going to throw the other one away because it was all beat up last year. So latest UK model here. These are good tools. And I mentioned this a couple of days ago, man. When the UK and the KMA agree, then chances are high, and they've been both agreeing on the same idea. Here's basically Monday, Tuesday. There's our low going to the northwest, and it brings it more into Yucatan before it exits into the Gulf on. This is Wednesday into Thursday. There's Thursday, and it stops at Wednesday. But we got a front coming down, so we got to be careful. Stops there, but what's happening up here, The KMA is always kind of extreme, but, it's kind of like the H-Wharf. That's why I'm really anxious to see what the H-Wharf says. But the KMA is very strong, and it basically, since I talk about it all the time, it comes to my house. So... But the idea is the same. It's the Northwest. It's possibly something organizing, some weakening as it approaches wherever. So that's the KMA. But definitely believable. We got a front coming down to play. So that's kind of the AI track, the Canadian track. And that just makes the most sense to me. All right. Cool. Let's take a look at ensembles, and then we'll call it a day. Shelly's got birthday plans. Yeah, Chrissy, we don't want to show. I had a guy calling me out on X. Oh, you're stretching and using the KMA. I'm like, well, I've been using it a long time. I try to show all models. Look at that. I bought one of these RC cars, a 12 scale Horizon. I bought a Truex and a Ryan Blaney. Me and Emily are going to start racing in the driveway together. She thinks she's a better driver than me. She doesn't know. Only $189. Snoring pups. Yep. We can show. Let's show Hunter right now. We got no timetable. Come here, buddy. Oh, this is my little guy. I love this little guy. He'll start purring now because he's the only purring Frenchie on the planet. He's the second smallest Frenchie on the planet too, I think. So, girls rule, Christina. If she didn't play softball, I'd love to take her down to the go-kart track, the indoor tracks. But man, hey Tammy, they wear you out. Like she can't have 3 days of sore arms after racing go-karts. So this is Hunter, by the way. Y'all named him 4 years ago. He was named Hunter. He is a good dog. We love him to death. He's little. He's only 9 pounds. And he does what Louis does. He just sits there. I wonder if he could put a hat on. He's in training. Now listen, your brother does this. Listen, you put this on your head and you don't move, okay? You hear me? Now listen. Oh, you're good. Now tilt your head this way. There, now don't move. Hunter, there, see, we'll get it straight. There, don't move. Don't move. Stay. He's pretty good, isn't he? Oh, man. Oh, anyway. 28 pounds, yeah. They should be about 28 pounds, but they're not. I don't know what. We got little ones. Anyway, all right. So let's show you the progression of the ensembles here, and then we'll call it a day. High confidence of something here. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's widen it out. I don't know why I do that when I do the screenshots for my graphics, but since we have a full screen here, we can do this. North Atlantic. All right, so we're going to look at the tracks here on Weather Nerds. This is pretty cool. So there's 31 members of the GFS. So we're seeing a high confidence of this low. These are low pressure centers. These are not all storms. These aren't hurricanes, but it just kind of tells you where the lows are going. And, you know, it's really bad. The GFS has all solutions. So that's kind of what I hopefully made a point of saying earlier was we know this is pretty confident. This is next Thursday. All right, I lied. Let's zoom into that area right now. I had to get out of it and come back. Let's zoom in since we're kind of looking at that area anyways. We got too much other stuff out there on the tropics to worry about. So we're going to zoom in to right here. That'll give us a better idea of possibilities with the GFS. Then we'll zoom in on over to the Euro. All right, so the GFS is a little confused a little bit because we have that little low spot that's over the Bahamas as a low pressure area, but then we have the main area down here. So it's kind of muddying up the waters. But when we get to Wednesday, you know, we're seeing some that could be a little strong. Oh, hell, man. I think I had a damn November 5th. I love how doctors send you texts now. I have my yearly dermatology appointment Tuesday. And when you make these things a year ago, how the hell do you know what you're doing a year from now? But I obviously don't have anything to do, I don't think. So what you're looking at here is, 987, 1007. Again, I don't get too caught up on the intensity, but it's good to show, hopefully, my thinking is whatever happens here, it pretty much can't do anything more here. So you don't want it to get too strong here because it'll maintain or weaken some, but you don't want too strong of a system here. Now, if it exits here as a weak system, likely it ain't going to be anything more than a big rainmaker as, into the Gulf. But anyway, track-wise, A little bit of everything. So GFS kind of all over the place. Now last night's 0-0-Z run, let's see what it looked like. Euros are definitely a lot tighter. If we didn't have that low to the north, it would be a little more clear, but there's a few more turning north, northeast. So you've seen a lot of them do that. So that's just kind of the flow pattern we got to watch out for. Main thing is next Wednesday, it's all going to be about right here. But if it goes a little north, like I said, Tuesday, Wednesday, you can start to see impacts in the lower Florida as early as next Tuesday. Latest Euro. A little more consistency on a cluster next Wednesday here, next Thursday, and we start to see some bend. We're seeing some go west. So this would be next Saturday. So yeah, just have to, there's nobody really knows. But I think the Euro AI is a good tool and to show the likelihood steering pattern down the road. We have to look at history a lot of times and realize, and that was the point of those models I showed earlier. Any strong system naturally wants to go more north. But, there's a 952, a 979, and a 1004 right there. That's everything in a nutshell. Could be kind of strong, could be kind of middle, could be very weak. But that's why I keep talking about it, because there's too many models showing chances of something to watch after it clears the Yucatan. Yucatan. You can tan. That would be a funny slogan on a sunscreen can or spray thing. Use our product. You can tan. All right, that's it for me. What else are we gonna talk about? No. Oh, hey, we got a storm chaser. What's up? Where do you storm chaser, Travis? That's right. I agree. I mean, we're going to have that front that's kind of lingering through midweek next week. It's going to probably open the gap, you would think, right? Historically, we go to next Tuesday. There's the gap. I mean, there's your frontal line next Tuesday. There's whatever's starting to brew. You would think this would get picked up and go around this high pressure area. There's a gap right there. So Euro's a little slower, maybe misses the gap, goes west, but yeah, like I said, the Euro's had a rough year. It's lost its common sense. There's another front coming into play that, the initial front pulls it, then the next front comes into play that likely tries to maybe lift it. So, but like I said, the Gulf's got some hot pockets in the middle. That's I guess I can see some's feeling that I'm not downplaying it enough. Everybody can choose their own way to present things. And I think the biggest problem that I have from folks is a lot of Floridian people follow me. So when, they forget that I'm covering the storm and not my area. That's a big difference, If I only covered my area, then I would be using different tones. Like, current tracks look good. Current tracks trending great, but that means they're trending for somebody else. So that's always a tough spot. I think a lot of our followers forget that I'm more than just Tampa Bay. And I try to talk more of the storm than a particular area. So anyway. Oh, I had a damn Red Bull here. I didn't even open the thing. All right, everybody sing happy birthday to Shelly. Hold on loosely. Michael's singing over there. Who was that? Foreigner? Or no? Hold on loosely. Was it Foreigner? No. Next name would be Patty. 38 special. God, I should have known that. You're going to get some rain in Alabama. These fronts are going to stop. You got probably some flooding rains coming. Well, man, I don't know. You might be right on that edge, but overall, 7-day rains here. Hey, sorry, I was wrong on that one. I should have thought harder before. So erase that last 10 seconds. You're not going to get a lot of rain out of this. I thought I was inching a little more to the east, but it's not. So it doesn't look good for the next 7 days, Alabama. Alabama? Okay, well, is the dog soft? Yeah, dog's soft. How's it looking for Jamaica? Well, Ricardo, right now, you got to watch this thing, okay? The GFS is showing it maybe developing fast, meaning Sunday, Monday, it could be there, okay? So you're going to get something out of it. It'll be early week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then it'll be gone. So hopefully it's not strong, but, you know, there are some models showing it could ramp up possibly to be Patty before Jamaica. So there you go. Anything else we can say hi? Teresa, how you doing? Phoenix City, Linda. I know we stay at the Walmart in Phoenix City on the way to Talladega. Right there, man. We love that area. I always love to go in and get some Alabama gear. Hey, Shelly, how's Key West doing? You're welcome, Mr. Steve. Have a great day, buddy. We all learn together, man. Hey, Tabitha. Cozumel on the 16th. So far, it looks good. Emerald Coast on Saturday, Megan. Should be fine. Enjoy that. That's tomorrow you're talking about? Patty with an I. A lot of flooding, Ricardo, already. Oh, man, down in Jamaica. Well, unfortunately, let's look at some of the rain totals maybe coming. Now, these are only 2 snapshots of ideas, but I'm afraid the GFS might show a little more than the Euro coming through the week here. Hope well, it's off to your. So the latest GFS is off to your east, but you know, good for you, bad for Haiti. But if it shifts a little bit this way, so you can see the rain's going to be around there for somebody. The Euro's more you, so Euro showing, you know, and again, rain models don't depict isolated worst case scenarios. And again, mountains are 5 inches in the mountains is way worse than 5 inches on flatland. So that's a Euro, and there's your GFS. But you know, I'd be watching close because if that red pocket goes to Jamaica, I guess that'd be some bad stuff. That's 8 inches. And the icon's showing some big rains possibly. So it's going to be windy in the Keys. Monday, Tuesday, yes, for sure. It might be windy now. Actually, yeah, it's going to be windy for the next several days. We got that high pressure building in to the south of you. So, yeah, it's going to be windy. Let's take a look here. Here is, yeah, it's going to be really windy. Starting all the way through this thing. Now, yeah, it's windy. It's not going to stop, obviously, and then really get windy, whatever this mess here comes in. GFS is showing this thing, you know, getting close to you. This is Tuesday, noon, but there's our low. Some big winds maybe on Tuesday night into Wednesday. But it's gonna be windy regardless of anything, any track or anything. It doesn't. It's gonna be windy. It's gonna be windy in the Bahamas. We got this big area of high pressure that's gonna be driving in all this wind, and then we have a developing low pressure system to the south. And we're just gonna have a lot of wind in South Florida, regardless, for the next several days. And that's going to bring a lot of weather to the coastal areas. You know, we could have some beach erosion and some big waves and some problems there. Upper level wind shear. I really looked at this. I've just never been a big wind shear fan, but let's take a look at some wind shear. Usually the high pressure systems hold off any big wind shear. There's next Thursday, you know, showing you some light upper level winds. Wind shear is so tricky. It doesn't really look that bad. I mean, as far as bad for development, I mean, this is Wednesday of next week. I mean, it's not the work. That's the Euro wind shear for Wednesday. GFS, you know, doesn't look that bad. I mean, there is some, but not the worst that I've seen it. Anomaly wise, oh, that's not the graphic I wanted. What am I doing, Mike? All right, let's look at this right here. That's not the graphic. What am I doing? What am I doing? That's the one. This one. All right, Caribbean and wind shear anomaly for next week. You got to go tropical Atlantic. So your anomaly map is below normal quite a bit. Anything green, blue, gray, very gray is 20 knots below normal for this time of year. Actual wind shear mean average would be pretty light. So there's a little anticyclone setting up here on Wednesday. I mean, so it's got the environment of you know, it's probably, you know, it's going to have a very interesting time here in the Western Caribbean on what it can actually do. I mean, the wind shear seems light, the water's hot. The water temperature, you know, doesn't know that it's November. And I better stop because Shelly's probably itching to go, so. Kevin, oh, USF. Yeah, I went to USF. Emily's playing softball at the UT tomorrow, so we'll be crossing paths on the highway. But anyway, we will be watching this thing. South Carolina, get anything? You got a frontal line coming in. I mean, this is not South Carolina tropics. Yeah, Jen, that's an auto recording of the hunter. He's got a habit of sleeping half of his body on carpet and the other half on the wood. It's so funny. It's very windy in Key West, Barbara. Yes. Thank you there, Travis. Yeah, it's going to be windy for the next several days. Very windy the next several days. Shelly said she's eating breakfast. Natalie, that was Sergeant Major. Cool. All right. That's it for me. As you know, we'll be tracking all day, all weekend. Next big update will be around 12. We'll start looking at the latest models. And next National Hurricane Center updates at 2. There we go. All right. Thank you, Kevin. Right in the beach. Oh, man, what a mess down there. Cassidy, going to bed. wish I could take a nap too. Dan, what's up, buddy? Lorraine, appreciate that. What's up, Mr. Reamer? Birthday off, I know, Yohel, right? She told me this was her present. She loves doing this. It's a war zone, I know, and it still is, right? So, all right, lots to watch. Nothing to stress about yet, but definitely inching up there, right? So there we go. We'll see y'all Monday morning, and if anything changes, we'll announce maybe doing something. We'll see, but that's it. Have a good one. Bye bye.